Yay, I'm live again. I've been live a lot this week. Very lively indeed. Been a busy one. Just popping on because I realised it's a little while since I've shown a haul of anything, and I have one to show you. So before I start listing it, I thought I'll show you all first. Because once I've listed it and started getting it ready for photography, it's all a bit too late then, isn't it? Right. So shall I wait and see if anyone comes in? What is it, Wednesday morning? It is rather busy. I've got a busy day today myself. I'm actually off to the dentist, hopefully to get these braces sorted and maybe finished, although I never quite believe that's going to happen. But that's this afternoon. So, Joshie, hello. How are you? How's it going? You've been spending lately, I hear. Buying muchly things to resell. eBay's been very up and down for me lately. I don't know how it's been doing for you. I actually had a donut day, which I haven't had in a very long time. I mean, no sales when you've got about 2,200 listings. Oh, and the cat. That's a Maximus furball there. Off. He's going to land somewhere and everything's just going to go. Because I need to tidy my office. Can you tell? Yeah, I need to tidy the office. So, right, well, if Josh is in, apparently there's somebody else in, although that could be counting me. I'll begin. Yeah. It's a nice bit. Right, I actually spent £10 on everything that you're going to see. Now, they wanted to charge me £5, but I just have this thing where it really feels a bit wrong for me to pay that little for stuff that I know is reasonably valuable. So they know I want to be generous, and it just seems right. It was the right thing to do. Your January was shocking. Right, well, let's hope your February picks up, Josh. It's, people buying homewares and stuff tends to pick up, doesn't it, in spring? And today is as about as spring-like as you can get in this part of the world. I don't know what's going on in my fringe here. Time for a haircut. I can't see. That's what's occurring. Need a fringe cut. First things, pair of trainers. I know clothes aren't particularly your bag, Josh, but tis the way of these things. Right, these are. Can you tell what it is yet? Yes, they're Nikes. I'm pretty sure they're real. They're the leather top ones. They are. I should know what they are, but I mean, when I'm getting them this inexpensively, I don't mind if they're not some fabulous model. They're a UK 8, which I'm assuming is a man's 8, but it's awfully hard to tell. They look good. They're not too worn inside. They just need kind of stuffing with some newspaper and a bit of a go over with the Doc Martens Wonderballs, and they'll be fine. They're in pretty good condition. So, I mean, there's a little wear on the soles. You can see there, but nothing extreme. So perfectly good for somebody. So that's probably my money back. So I like that kind of a business model. Now, where the hell am I going to put them? Down here. I'm going to keep sneezing as well. I can only apologise. I haven't got a cold, but I think my body keeps thinking, you're going to get one. Sneeze it out now. Right. Okay. Free fluff. A feather. Oh, Mandarin feather. These look like they've not been worn. They're corduroy, very fine needle cord. Ladies, Marks and Spencer's. They're 12 long, which is always a good thing, a long trouser in my experience. They're a bootleg cut and they're in very, very nice condition. So again, it's not something I particularly normally pick up, but when something is that inexpensive, I will go for it. It just feels so nice. They're like velvet. But of course, they pick up every little bit of fluff on the way. Let me make a pile. Right. I haven't done any research on anything. This was literally me going around thinking I need to get out very quickly. I don't like hanging around there too long in case someone objects to the amount of stuff I'm buying, which I could sort of understand. Now this, I couldn't leave this behind. It's vintage, and it is, I believe, a man's coat. Yes, it's a man's coat because of the way it buttons up. It feels lovely quality, made in England, which is always a good sign. The brand I don't know. Dobie? The Hobby? The Hobby. and it's probably starting to go a bit out of season. Obviously, I'll try and get it on listed ASAP, but no mothballs or anything. It's a lovely tweedy fabric. I would say they're not the longest arms in the world, but that was certainly a decent fit size, not tiny. Did I go and look at the size? I didn't. No, it's all wool, all wool. Lots of little side pockets. I wish they'd do ladies' jackets with lots of pockets. Let's check the pockets, make sure there's nothing unsavoury within, because it does happen. No unwanted tissues. We're on a roll. Lovely quality, just fab. So that's something that I need to actually get listed. Like today, I need to get that on, because although we're only at the beginning of February, you get sort of towards March and nobody's thinking about winter clothing. They're all heading towards summer, and I've started to list more summery clothing because people are desperate to go on holiday, and those who can will, I suspect. This was another coat, which maybe I shouldn't have picked up, I don't know, but again, I'm literally paying pennies for these. So if it sits still next winter, it's not the end of the world. This is a beautiful feel. This is Brooks Brothers. Now, I had a thing with Brooks because I kept picking up Brook Taverner, which sells, don't get me wrong, it sells, but it's a much lower end, like Charles Tyrwhitt. Well, not lower end, but it's more of an everyday kind of catalogue brand. Brooks Brothers is the good one. What is going on, my friend? This is a lady's coat. I would say it's around the midi length, probably for most people. Has all its buttons. It is actually black rather than blue, because I have difficulty telling the difference sometimes. Don't know why, but it felt lovely, and that's because it's wool, angora, and cashmere. And Brooks Brothers is an American brand. I've got to work out the size of it, but I'm guessing that is probably an 8 to 10, which is a little small, but maybe 10 to 12. I'll measure it all up, and that's another one that actually needs to go on very, very soon to stand a chance of selling at this half of the year. But, at those prices, who's not going to? Oh, hello, we have 8 people in. Hello and welcome. Do come and join the chat if you want. I don't bite. Well, not usually anyway. Not on a Wednesday. Right, okay. So, like I say, I'm a tenner in for this lot. I've more than got my money back, even if they're not great big money thingies. This I quite like the print of, because it's that sort of Dixie print. It's just a jersey dress. Again, nothing amazing. I would have been hard pushed to pay much for it in a charity shop. But it is sea salt, which is a funny label for me, so that hangs around. It hangs about, sea salt. This is a 10, and it's more of a spring-summer little dress. That will probably go, because it's such a quite decent pattern. So that should do fine. Actually, those cords need to go on sooner. This is going to be done now, pile, and the rest can wait a little longer. I picked up this skirt. This is a maxi skirt, I would say midi maxi, depending. It's a semi-sheer. It's very strange. Now, it's kind of a leopardy print with these knife pleats. I'm doing well selling pleated skirts. For me, it seems to work. It looks like it's a UK 14 because it's a US 10. It is only H&M, but it was the style. That's kind of a good style at the moment. Again, that's more of not a wintry thing so much. And what else have we got? Yes. I picked this up because it was new with tags. It's an older style label. Let me get this right so I'll show you the right label. There we go. That is one of their older style labels. That's probably, might even be 90s or noughties. Dark indigo, size 14 skirt, and it's very long. So it is a maxi, and it's just a nice A-line, but it has got that glory of the lockdown middle area, the elasticated waist. So I'm thinking I think that's a comfortable thing to have in their wardrobe. when it's new, I couldn't resist. Yes, now this was the first thing I saw when I walked in there. There were people in front of me, and I try and be as discreet as I can, and but so I just kind of popped ahead because I didn't want to be in their way while they were going through the racks. And just as I turned around on the end of the rack, I saw this. It looks like a hoodie. It is a hoodie. It's a hoodie with a leather sleeve or a leather effect sleeve. I'm not entirely sure, but it's diesel. I like a bit of diesel. I've got to get this listed before my son sees it because I think he might rather like it. It's really long. So let's investigate. It's in pretty good nick. It's not too faded. Obligatory tissue in the pocket. The lining's quite cool. You see all the busyness going on inside. It's not reversible. That is actually the inside. This is a small, so it is a man's small. And it's been worn a lot because the labels have literally lost most of their words. I'll have to have a look at that. You can just about see it. But yeah, so that's a nice man's hoodie, but it's kind of in my son's size, and I've got a feeling that I might end up going to him because that's so long, it will cover his bum. I'm not sure if these are real leather or not. They might well be. Hard to tell. Possibly not, but they just feel very nice. Diesel always has a nice quality about it. The little chain has become detached. That's an easy stitch fix at the top there. That's easy enough to do. And I think that is so cool. But that might be going my son's way. Depends. I'm going to research it. It's worth an absolute fortune. He probably won't get his paws on it. Isn't that shocking? Okay, so that was as soon as I saw that, I'm like, well, that made the trip worthwhile. And then after someone had been through one of the racks, or a number of people had gone through this particular rail, because they're big rails. They have about 3 or 4 big rails of all sorts of mixed clothing, and then they'll have sort of kids stuff at the end. Now, I don't go for any of the kids stuff, partly because I don't really do kids stuff, but also because people who are buying there are buying for themselves and their families, and most of the time it's kids' clothes that they're needing. So I leave that alone because that seems right. But they miss this. Barber. In a medium. This is a man's. It's a nice jumper. Again, I need to get this on quite quickly. Can't see it. There's a little bit of bobbling, but absolutely no moth holes or anything. It's so easy to recognise because they always have these nice big zip pulls. I mean, that was a wow. It's like, I really did not expect to find that there. So this is Essential Lamb's Wool Half Zip Navy in medium, and it is 100% lamb's wool, which is why it feels so nice. So a little bit of a debobble, reattach the little label that's half off, and that is all good profit. That is splendid profit. That needs to go on quite soon because of jumper season. Kind of going to be on the way out. Okay, now the next thing is a bit of a gamble. Excuse me looking distracted. I've got roofers. Put my roof back on. Bless them. They work ever so hard, and I'm just really glad for them. It's not a cold or windy day today. Right, these I picked up. They're Jane Norman jeans. But I have here on the grapevine this low waist, flat pocket, fadey, that look that was so in many years ago is kind of making a bit of a comeback in certain quarters. It is, Josh. I know, it's extraordinary. This is all for £10. These are a size 12 in baby blue, and they have some stretching as well. So they're the low waisters for the sort of Britney-esque crowd who are going to rock that look again at the festivals this summer. So, I mean, again, it's a gamble, and because I didn't pay much, I didn't mind taking a chance on it, really. Jane Norman has a following, doesn't it? I mean, has popularity. And this was a little curio that I picked up because it looked mad, and you know me, if it looks mad, I'll buy it. This would itch me to what's it wearing it. This is like a vest top, a tank top for ladies. But I really rather like this label, Black Sheep from Norfolk, pure natural oiled wool. So this is what's one for the natural crowd. Sort of an ombre effect, really. All wool, scratchy as hell. Really quite a big size. Made in Great Britain, and it's a medium. Maybe it's meant to be a man's. Would you, Josh? Would you? I certainly wouldn't. It's wool. Itchy wool. Yeah. Oh, man. Right. And I'm always drawn to a bit of red. I picked this up because it was in good shape. And it's one of those classic man's weekend staples with string. On the back, it's fat face. Big size. Big size, kind of rugby top. There is a name for these, isn't there? It actually has all its toggles. It's not too pink on here. The colour always transfers a bit. This is a large and seems to have, I wouldn't say it has super long sleeves though. There's a little bit of a fade just there on the sleeve. We'll see if that's something that comes off. Might not, but people don't always care, do they? Oh, hello, Sue. Hello, lovely. Hope you're well. I've nearly done, actually. It wasn't a massive haul, but when it was 10 quid for the lot, I kind of went, yes, please. So that needs to go on because that's more of a wintry thing and a bit fleecy. Right. And as I went to the checkout, which is basically a table in the hall, lady came in and said, I need to donate these. Well, these were these. But didn't even bother undoing them. And the lady was saying, oh, I think they're all singles. And I'm like, I don't mind if they're singles, doubles, or whatever, really. And the lady said, oh, they're all attached. I'll get them. I said, oh, don't worry about that. I've got a good place for those. I'll take those, whatever you want to charge me for them. So I didn't undo them. I didn't get them out, but I took one look. This is Union Whitney. I don't know how old these are. Someone's even got their initials sewn on them. But they had colours with them. Now, I know people love this sort of thing for camper vans, for camping, glamping, whatever. So there's one in that. Then, one might have problems. I don't know. I was willing to take the chance. This one's similar, but I think slightly less fadey. And I think they're all exactly the same. Yeah, that one's got a little sort of marker, but then they're old, They've all got EL written on them. That one doesn't seem to have its Whitney label. But clearly it's the same blanket. And then there were 3 altogether. 3. How amazing is that? That one also does not. That one has a Whitney Union label too. So I don't know where that came from. Guarantee of value, Spinny, Union Whitney. Now I know Whitney is it's a label, it's a brand that people look for. And although they're not perfect, they're beautiful. And I know they'll find good homes. So I couldn't believe that when she actually said, oh, well, it's this for this and this for this, and that's £5 altogether. And I thought, take 10, because look, I have a lot of stuff, thank you, etc. I really want to keep them sweet because they've been an amazing place to source, and I know that it may not continue forever, that someone may object to me going and buying lots of stuff, that there could be issues in the future, but wow, I'm making hay while the sun shines. They are clean. I'll give them that. They are clean. Some of them have little marks and things on, and I will declare that. I'll say they're not perfect. They're old. But yeah, I shouldn't really be buying blankets because they take up so much space. But I couldn't leave that behind. I just couldn't. Or for someone to use it for their dog or something. I think someone will get good value out of them. I think they are singles. A bit hard to tell, to be honest, with them lying flat, but yeah, they're definitely singles. But lovely, all the blankets stitched around the edge. And such lovely kind of ice cream colours, pastels. I know a lot of people enjoy those colours. They're not my taste particularly, but don't know how old they are though. I'll have to do a little bit of research and see what I can find out. But there you go. That's the haul, all the haul, etc., etc., and nothing but the haul. So there we go. Done my live. Actually managed to get on here with a haul, and yeah, I've got to get listening, and then I should do some photography, and then I should go off to the dentist, get my teeth sorted, and crack on really. So I hope you're all well, enjoying yourself. Anyone who didn't catch me live, lovely to see you. I hope you enjoy it. And I've got my work cut out now because photographing blankets is a pain, because it means I've got to kick the cat off the bed to lay it out on the bed to photograph it. So I'll get objections from my other cat. Anyway, I will see you all soon. Have a lovely day. May the eBay gods smile upon you, and I will see you next time. Bye bye now.